Do we need to change, Maddie, the angle?
What's your zodiac sign?
Can you guess? I'm offended. I'm leaving. Thank you so much for having me.
Take one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You got your tea already?
I've got my tea. I'm comfy. Yes.
Welcome to Platform F. We are with Elliott, Melbourne Rubber 2024.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you so much for coming, Elliott.
Thank you.
So you are almost at the end of your title year.
Yeah, whole year gone by so quickly.
How was the last year?
It's been so busy, but it has been so rewarding. It's been a beautiful time. I just can't believe it's gone by so freaking quickly, to be honest. Yeah, it's been really nice connecting with the community, making so many friends, learning so much as well. Yeah, it's been a really nice time.
Do you have any highlights that you can think of?
Ooh, honestly, highlights I think are really like the friendships I've made along the way, which sounds really corny, but honestly, it's the truth. I've connected with so many people in the community and made so many cool friends that I'm going to take forward with me, like even after my title, you know? So it's, yeah, that's really like the highlight for me for sure.
Well, I don't find that corny because this is what I'm telling everyone. When people ask me what's your highlight for last few months or whatever, it's 6 months gone for me now. And I keep saying that it's the people I meet and the conversations I have because that's the truth for me.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we are like public figures in a way, I guess, for our community. And something about like sashes and, you know, representing our communities with these titles, like people are just very welcoming within our community, which is really, really nice. And meeting so many interesting people, you know, like that's how we connected. You know, we wouldn't have known each other if we like weren't title holders. So yeah, it's been really beautiful.
When you think of the competition last year where you won, what do you remember now?
Oh my gosh. It was such a roller coaster ride, honestly. I haven't like really openly talked about it to many people, but like I mean, roller coaster ride of intense emotions. It tested me to a limit I don't think I've ever been tested before. That was the first time I performed in like 15 years. I was a dancer for 10, and so yeah, I hadn't performed in like 15 years, and it really like just catapulted me into like out of my comfort zone. So much so that like I had an absolute meltdown literally like the night before the competition leading into the day of, and I genuinely didn't think I was going to make it because I just like kept beating myself up. I was like, I've completely botched this. There's no point in continuing. There's no point in doing the big competition night because I'm just going to embarrass myself. But I pushed through, and it was so worth it. Like at the end of the day, I was so thankful for like my support network and the people around me because they really like lifted me up, and it tested me beyond belief where I had to lift myself up as well. So I distinctly remember like trying to get out of this rut, and I was like, okay, my cat moon kicked in. I was like, okay, you need to pull it together, go for a walk, and tell yourself you're that bitch. And I went for a huge walk listening to The Prodigy, and I was just like, I'm that bitch, I'm going to do this. And yeah, now we're here. So I got to meet so many amazing people through that competition. My competitors, like it was a tough competition. Which is also why I was like, I'm not going to make this. Like, who do I think I am? But yeah, honestly, I'm so glad to be a part of that and a part of the community and pulling through because it was very much well worth it. So yeah, I really got stuck on the fact that I was performing last as well. I hated that. And like I kept banging on about like, as long as I'm not performing last, I'm going to be fine. And then they pulled me to perform last, and I was like, cool. And that's exactly what I didn't want. And I fully jinxed myself, but I think it was worth it at the end of the day. Yeah, I think it was worth it
And
for
you
sure.
won.
I won.
After all that.
I did it. So yeah, I won. And like I still distinctly remember being on stage and they like said my name and I was just like, you know, like that buffering kind of like
Yeah.
in my head. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden the emotions hit me and I started crying just like the Pisces that I am. So it was yeah. Roller coaster ride, you know, like
Yeah.
absolute roller
I
coaster
can relate
ride.
to that.
Yeah.
I remember the day before my competition, I
Mm.
could not sleep, so I had to take Valium because there's so much emotions going on. I had to call a
Yeah.
friend and talk about it as well.
Yeah.
And the morning, I had to go out and go for a walk. So I think I did the same thing. I listened to music just to calm myself down.
Yeah.
And I didn't want number one, and I got number one,
Mm.
like in the competition.
So we were in the same situation where we both got
the number that you did.
the positions that we didn't want. You know, number one would be so nerve-wracking though.
Yeah, but in a way, on that day and at the competition, I was glad that I got number one because then I'm done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're on the stage, you do it, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when I got the number, I was like, oh shit.
Why didn't you want number one?
I don't know. I didn't want to go and start. I just want to follow.
Like set the tone kind of thing.
Maybe. But on that day, I was confident.
Yeah.
But when I was drawing the numbers,
Yeah.
I think I was confident, but still I was like little nervous.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, maybe second or third would be good.
Yeah.
So I'm not starting. You know, it's like the drag race.
I was about to say it.
Yeah, I guess my thoughts behind like getting number 4 is like I just didn't want to sit around and like, you know,
Wait.
sit there and wait until I had to go on last. Like I wanted to kind of go like first or second and just nip it in the bud and get it done. But yeah, I guess in hindsight, I'm kind of glad that I got last place because everyone's like, you know, that was such a great way to kind of end the competition.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess it worked in my favor. So yeah, and it worked in yours
Yeah.
too. So it's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Elliot, let's talk about your performance at the competition as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember from that, and how did you come up with that performances?
Gosh, I don't actually remember how I came up with the performance idea. I mean, I had this cat suit. So, for context, basically, what I did for my performance was I told a story about my transition with gender. And so I did a performance to Portishead, Glory Box, which is very much a love song. Like it's very romantic, but I kind of changed that narrative to be a bit more about self love instead. And I shaved my head on stage and ripped a catsuit off of my body to reveal a latex binder that had they, them, my pronouns on the front. So it was like this really big crescendo of like a huge reveal at the end. And I'm so proud of that I put out there, to be honest. But basically, I had this cat suit that my cat had gotten to a few years ago, and so it was, you know, it was destroyed. There was nicks and tears through the whole thing, and I was distraught over that. But I kept it because I was like, "You have a purpose.
Yeah.
I just don't know what that is yet." So I had that in my wardrobe for a really long time, and I guess the competition was an excellent opportunity to bring that out and use it towards performance art and telling a story of, you know, my transition with gender and going through the flows of like being a woman, being born a woman and being perceived as a woman and being put in that box, and then, you know, sitting with my gender and who I am as a person and coming to the realization that I don't feel like I fit in that box of a woman, and coming out as non-binary. So yeah, that's really the story that I wanted to tell. I'm glad that it was received really well by the audience as well, and like it was conveyed properly as well. I think that was something that really stressed me too. about the competition, like, oh, what if people don't understand my performance, or what if it's not received well? But it was just a very emotionally charged performance and such a deep and meaningful story to me that I felt like I really wanted to share that with my community. And yeah, I'm so glad that it was received well, and like people really resonated with it as well. Um, and I just remember coming off stage, and my two stagehands, like two of my closest friends, they just came running up to me like in tears, and they were like, "That was so beautiful." And I just like I was still in shock of like, "Oh, I just did that." That when they ran up to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, I just did that." And then I was like, once again, the tears came as well. So it was almost like a very delayed
Yeah.
reaction. Um, but yeah, I'm so, so proud of that. And yeah, I'm very proud of that. Thank
Who's
you.
that? Maddie's clapping.
Background.
Was that the first time you did something like this in public, expressing yourself in this particular subject?
Yeah, I really think it was. My latex content on Instagram is definitely a form of self-expression, and like a different persona to me, I think, like different facets of my persona. Yeah, I think now that you ask that, I think this was really like the first performance
Yeah.
on stage
Yeah.
in front of people that was representing this part of me and how I got to kind of like where I am today with my gender. Yeah, I think there's been like little bits and pieces on like Instagram and stuff. I've always kind of been like, a very tomboyish person or androgynous, especially online, and in person too. But performance wise, absolutely, this was the first time. I do have a history in like dancing. I was a dancer for 10 years as a kid, but of course, like being a child, like you don't have that fully realized, version of yourself. So it was very different, but all of that came flooding back, and
Yeah.
put it into the performance. But yeah, this was the first time.
It's challenging to express something very personal in front of people.
Yes.
Even little personal things, I find it very challenging to
Yeah.
talk in front of people. But you had this situation where you were brave enough to express yourself,
Mm,
and after that, you got responses at the event, and
yeah.
now looking back at that, how do you feel to get all that love from all the people around you?
It was really overwhelming, but in the best way, and very reassuring. Yeah, because I guess, in a way it was kind of like, this is my journey through gender, and like everyone else has their own personal journey with gender as well. And that can kind of look however you want it to. And this was mine. And the response was really like overwhelming in such a positive way that it has really kind of like it's been reaffirming in a way, and I feel so much more comfortable with being like vulnerable in front of people, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're all humans and we all feel emotions and we have experiences and we're all learning. So it's just like being transparent with that is so important, because then you're teaching other people that like, you're not alone, and like what you're feeling is valid, and like you can express that, you know, however you like. Yeah.
I want to know, how was your life before the title?
I grew up in Adelaide. I've been in Melbourne for about 10 years now. My family is still in Adelaide. And a lot of my close friends and my sister have moved to Melbourne since. So I have a good support network here. But when I moved to Adelaide, I didn't know anybody. And when I moved to Melbourne, when I
Yeah.
moved to Melbourne, I didn't know anybody. So it was literally like a fresh start. There was no kink scene in Adelaide at the time. So yeah, moving here, trying to get my foot in the door for like kink events, I really didn't know where to start. So I didn't go to kink events for probably like the first 5 years while living in
Mm.
Melbourne. I was just working like working, making friends along the way. And I've really like kind of established myself over the past 10 years in Melbourne. It was really daunting though, like, because I was kind of the first person in my family who are very close, like Italian family, were very, very close, to move away from that little nest, I guess.
Mhm.
So it was a big thing. And my parents were quite shocked when I moved to Melbourne. But it was like a sink or swim kind of situation, you know. I was like, it was kind of scary, like, but I guess I just told myself if it doesn't work out, that's fine. At least I tried, and it doesn't mean that I can't try it again later. But I didn't know anybody here, and I guess over the past 10 years, I have kind of like slowly established myself here. And it's so funny actually, because when I first moved here, didn't know anybody. I was like, this is great. Melbourne's so huge. Nobody knows anybody. Like, Adelaide, everyone knows everyone. It's so, so small. And now that I've been here for like 10 years, I'm like, everyone knows everyone. And like, everything's so connected, in a beautiful way, of
Yeah.
course. But yeah, it's been a crazy ride, and I do miss, obviously, like, you get homesick and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You miss your family. I'm still close with my parents and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been nice.
What did you do at that time to meet these people you're talking about? And you said you went to events, but did you do anything else other than that?
I think it's kind of hard at the moment for people that would like to get into kink events, because for me, I really got my foot in the door with my content, and that's how I connected with people online, essentially. And this was during COVID lockdowns too.
Mm.
So it's not like I could go to kink events and just rock up and like meet people and mingle, because social distancing and everyone was forced to stay inside. But we had such a presence, like such a huge online presence with like the kink community at the time, and I think that was such a beautiful thing. And it was a very transitional period for sure. And that's how I made a lot of my close friends that I have today, online specifically. And then, when things opened up, it was a lot easier for me to meet up with these people, because we'd already established a relationship online to some extent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's still a great way to meet people, with content, and connecting over, rubber, latex, leather, that mutual love. Like,
Yeah.
that's a really great way to connect with people for sure. But that was my experience with it. Like, COVID was such a huge transitional period for me. I came to a lot of realizations during that time and made so many friends, even though we were forced to stay inside. It was just so crazy. Yeah, but super transitional. And in a way, I'm kind of like quite thankful for it. Mm.
I experienced something similar when I moved to Melbourne, and that's in between lockdowns.
Mm.
It forced me to get to know people online, but also I realized that it's easy and comfortable for me to talk to people online first
Mm.
and then find out where to meet and what event to go to.
Yeah.
That made me more comfortable to go to an event
Mhm.
because I knew that there will be people that I already know.
No, yeah, it's a great icebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, already having like a conversation with somebody online, it's like, oh, okay, I know this person. We've had like some interactions online before, so it's a good icebreaker instead of just going up to someone that you've
Yeah.
never met before. That is daunting,
Yeah.
and I can't do that.
Me neither.
I can't do that.
No.
No, I could never.
I've not been to so many events because I was too scared to go by myself without knowing anyone.
Yeah.
And then when I got to know people online,
Mm.
I would check with few people, are you coming to this event, that event? And then I know, okay, if I go to this event, there will be at least one person
Yes.
I know.
Yeah. So even if you don't have like a pre-event thing with people, you can still get ready at home and then like go there knowing that you're going to meet up with somebody that is familiar, and like you are a lot more comfortable with
Yeah.
that. But I think like these days there's a lot of good like munch or like social events that are outside of like kink events that is a good way to kind of get your foot in the door before going to kink events. So I think that's a really beautiful thing that's come about since COVID as well.
Yeah.
There is a huge recognition around like people really wanting to get into the community, but of course it's very daunting and it's very intimidating to put yourself out there like that, especially around something like kink, which is very sexualized obviously and sexually charged. So like good thing, like social events that are like brunches, munches, and just social events that are kind of outside of that heavily charged kink environment is a really good way to meet somebody as well. Yeah.
Melbourne.
Melbourne
I keep saying Melbourne.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna get cancer now, but I'm gonna keep it in the video. I'm gonna keep it. Melbourne Rubber has socials, and I've been to Melbourne Rubber socials as well, and that has been a great experience. Yeah. And I've been to previous Melbourne Rubber socials as well, and I totally support all that for a new person to come and meet. Those are in the community, not in a very, like you said, a sexually charged place or very intense situation or an event. Um, and you do have ongoing social events through the year.
Yeah, we have rubber socials, which are just held at like, maybe a bar or a cafe or something like that. You can wear latex if you'd like to. There's no pressure to. But I think also like the responsibility of a title holder as well is to make everyone kind of feel welcome. So like if you do see me at an event and like you feel a little bit uncomfortable, you don't really know anyone, like feel free to come up to me and be like, "Hi, this is my first event. Like, introduce yourself. Like, let's have a chat." And I can introduce you to other people in the community as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a responsibility I've taken on as a title holder too.
And the online element of it, you do have a online group on Facebook. There's a Facebook
Yes,
group.
we have a Melbourne Rubber Facebook page as well, which is also a really great way to mingle with other latex people in Melbourne, like the latex community, which is really, really nice. We do like latex markets every other Sunday as well, so people can post like things that they want to sell and like kind of like I think that's also a really good way to kind of prompt like meeting people too.
Yeah.
If you're buying an item off of them
Yeah.
or if you sell an item to them, like that's a really good point of conversation for someone.
Yeah.
Like, how's that item treating you? Like, did it fit well? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we have like markets. We post about like the events that are happening in the area, things like that. So the Melbourne Rubber Facebook page is a really, really good one to be a part of.
For a new person who's coming to these social events or any sort of an event and trying to meet people in our communities, what's your advice?
I think take it at your own pace. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to have to connect with everyone straight away. Um, like take it slow. If you can go and have at least like one solid conversation with one person, that's a win in my books. It is very daunting, and it is very intimidating. So I totally get it. Um, I mean, start off with maybe like a rubber social or a munch, which are held in Melbourne for sure, or even the Melbourne Rubber Facebook page is a really good one to be a part of. Um, so that you can kind of like mingle a little bit more with like-minded people that are also into latex before going to these events. And then you've also got like a point of conversation to start talking to somebody.
Yeah.
That being said as well though, like I think a responsibility of a title holder is like if you are nervous, you don't know anybody, like feel free to come up to me, introduce yourself. I promise I'm not scary. I'm just a silly, goofy little guy in latex. And, I can introduce you to people. it's important in those environments as well to take consent very seriously. So no, just like going up to people and like touching them and being like, oh my gosh, your outfit's so cool. Like you can appreciate an outfit without touching. Like
Yeah.
you can verbally tell them that. So just like respect people's boundaries, understand the environment that you're in as well. I know it is very scary to put yourself in that position, but there are probably other people there that feel exactly the same way too. So, just take it at your own pace, nice and slow, don't feel pressure. And if you can have one good conversation with someone, you might bump into them at the next event. So, who knows?
Yeah, 100%. When
Yeah.
I started years ago going to these events for the first time,
Mm.
that's exactly what I did. I thought if I can have one conversation with one person in that event, that's a successful event for me.
Yes.
And then now, things have
Progressed
progressed
a
since
lot.
then a lot.
Yes.
But when I started years ago, it was the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah. And people are lovely. People are welcoming and warm.
Yeah.
There might be certain situations where you don't agree with them, or you might have a negative experience,
Mhm.
and that can happen anywhere.
Yes, it
But in
can.
general, I think people in our communities are loving and caring,
Absolutely. Yeah. We're very welcoming.
Yeah.
Very, very welcoming
Yeah.
of newcomers as well. Like if you tell people like this is my first time at an event, we're like, welcome. Are you having the best time? Like, welcome. We're just like one big like happy family,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
It just kind of like bleeds into another, and we've got different facets of like the community, but like we're very welcoming. We're also very protective of each other. We make sure that we're all looked after, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. Yeah.
Shall we talk about the upcoming major week as well?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I was like, I don't know which week you're talking about. No. Yeah, that's really exciting. Oh my gosh. I just can't believe a whole year has gone by already. Like it just seems like yesterday that I was like literally shaving my head on stage and everyone was like, it's just gone so quickly. And to think that I'm gonna have like a sash like, child soon is really I'm gonna be a parent. I'm expecting. What do you mean? Daunting. It's so daunting, but I'm really excited. It's going to be so much fun.
So Slick is happening in early September. And the competition is happening on 12th of September. What do you want to say to the audience about Slick?
Come along. It's so much fun. We have such like a huge range of events. We have a newbie social, which, going back to the previous question about like if you want to get your foot in the door with events and stuff, that's an excellent low kind of expectation way to meet people. I went last year and it was really nice to meet just some new faces and give advice as well about getting into latex. And it's held at Eagle Leather as well. So there's latex there to be tried on. That's a great way to get your foot in the door for meeting new people and getting into latex if that's something that you're interested in. We have newbie social. We have a repair workshop as well. So if you want to learn how to, fix rubber items, like that's also a really great skill set to have because rubber is a bit treacherous. Like we love it, but it is also a bit of a heartbreak sometimes too, especially when you like a pop a seam, worst feeling in the world. So the repair workshop is great for that. And then we've also just got like a munch at the end, like after the competition, after like the after party. There's like a wind down kind of like brunch, which is it's really nice, like a great way to connect with the community too. It's a fun time. Buy your tickets on the Melbourne Rubber Instagram page or the Facebook page. The links are there, and come along. It's always like such a good environment. The energy is beautiful. Everyone's so welcoming, and we're just happy to have everyone and anyone.
And I'll be there.
I hope so, in rubber.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be there in rubber and leather. Just try to mix it up. Let's see.
Scandalo.
Let's see.
Leather to a rubber week. It's like the Devil Wears Prada, like florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
Big shout out to Jace and the team as well,
Yes.
who's behind these big,
Yes.
massive weeks
Yeah.
of rubber.
Yes, huge week of rubber, huge week of events. Like they've all done such a great job at putting this together every single year. Huge shout out to Jace, who is like such a spectacular human. Also a really great person. If you don't know anyone, like you can spot them a mile away because they're always in pink latex, like pink, blonde, beautiful human being. Like, yeah, if you don't know anyone else, come up to Jace or I.
Jess hates me because I won Kink Pose.
Oh, they told me about that as well. They were like, it was rigged. I'm watching the reel. I'm like, you look like you did a great job. What are you talking about? Like, how did we not win? They're like, it was rigged.
I'm going to talk about every single day now that I won Kink Pose.
You're actually like one up on them all the time. It's like, I won Kink Wars.
Yeah, that was a massive week and so much fun Kink Pose and the week as well. So I'm looking forward to Slake and Squeak has been one of my favorite parties for the last few years.
Perfect. Is this your first time going to Slick Week?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Right.
And I've been to all the last Squeak parties as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. I have rubber, so I need to get my rubber out.
This is news to me. This is news to me.
And I do have friends who let me wear their rubber as well because these are expensive things.
It's
and
so expensive, yeah.
you know, not everyone has money to buy all these things. So
Yeah.
first time I started wearing my friend's rubber, and then I went and, you know, bought some from Eagle when they were on a sale. Yeah, so starting to slowly collecting that as well. But I do have some pieces, so
See,
yeah.
that's beautiful. Like your friends are, you know, willing to like lend you items of latex so that you can try it out before you actually buy it. Like that's
Yeah.
really nice.
And we do that in leather a lot as well because these are, you know, expensive hobbies to have.
yeah,
you
they're
know.
investments.
And sometimes when you're new to it, you're not sure whether you're actually keen or really into it to spend a lot of money.
yeah,
So buying from markets or, you know, secondhand or pre-loved items
100%.
is a really good thing. But also borrow from someone, you know, your same size and try them. I mean,
Try before you buy.
try wear them with care, like, you know,
Yeah,
don't break them.
respect the
them,
latex.
you know,
Yeah.
respect them because it's very easy to damage.
It
you know,
is, yeah.
you moved from Adelaide to Melbourne and now you're a title holder and you're inspiring a lot of people, newcomers or people who are in the community at the moment. How do you feel to have all this support and love around you and these people around
Oh my gosh. It's like it's surreal, you know, like I like yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that I'm in the position that I am now, like with the title holder like with the title representing my community. And it's just been like so yeah, it's surreal, but it's overwhelming in like such a good way, and feeling so much love and support from my community has just been like the most beautiful thing. And it just like, you know, shows me that there's so much love in the world in general, and you know, we all have so much to give to each other. And just like reflecting on, you know, the person I was like even 10 years ago and then like 20 years ago, and it's just like I've come such a long way and I've had so much help as well along the way. And it's just like it's truly such a beautiful thing, and like the community is so beautiful and welcoming and supportive, and it's such a like incredible thing to be a part of. Like I honestly just feel so honored that I get to be the person to represent, you know, my community, um, and get so much support doing so. It's an incredible feeling.
when you think of this community? What three things comes to your mind?
Support, like yeah, support from everybody. Like everyone's just so happy to help out. and definitely welcoming as well. Um, because we're all just very open about, bringing people in, making sure that they're comfortable, um, looking after each other as well. I guess that goes back to like being supportive. We all look out for each other. And the third thing I think is just like we're all we're all human, and like we're all learning. And I think that's a really important thing to remember with each other, like give each other grace. And, we're all on this journey together and someone has to start somewhere. We all got to start somewhere essentially. And so some people are trying to start later than others, but better late than never. So, yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time,
Thank
and
you.
looking forward to Slick
Me too.
and to see the competition. I'm very excited to see who is going to follow your footpath
My
and become
footsteps,
your
yes.
sash child.
Honestly, good luck.
I'm done.
All the best to you. I'm just totally joking. I'm totally joking. But seriously, I'm very, very excited. Thank you so much for having me. This has been such a nice experience sitting here and chatting with you.
Thank you,
And
darling. Thank you
yes,
so much.
thank you.